Hello, and thanks for joining me. This is my live recording that I took on Friday, which would have been Friday, January 9th. And I did this recording and then realized after the fact that I had my mic muted, so I wasn't able to capture what I was sharing on the audio side. But I wanted to incorporate in the audio here, of course, and just show I took my initial position at 500 shares at $1.34, just right as I'm starting this. And then this moved sideways for a little bit. So I'm just going to play this and show the replay here and talk about, what I was looking for. So this particular stock, GP, it was the leading gainer as I sat down at my computer on Friday, and it was only up 50%. So not a big move. There wasn't a lot of other activity. I think the next leading gainer was only up around 20 or 25%, and then we dropped right down to, leading gainers that were up 10%, all of these on small cap. So I am trading this in the simulator here, and I took this 500 share starter position, just looking for a move back up through a pre-market high, and then possibly for a break of 150 and potentially higher. But I wasn't going into this super heavy because just the general feel for the market Friday was just slower. And that's one benefit that I've had of paper trading is that I've been able to take a step back to not feel like every day is going to be just this massive day or every trade that I take is going to be a massive runner. But I've been able to take a step back, assess, how much is a stock up? Is it moving aggressively or not? If it's not a moving aggressively, can I take a smaller position and then of course add as the stock proves me right? And I will say paper trading in that regard has been a huge benefit to me. And it's also allowed me to not place real money at risk while I'm getting that down and learning that process. So if you're not trading in the simulator, you find yourself consistently losing money, the best thing I would advocate is to just put trading real money on hold, take a step back, trade in the simulator, and really dial in your skill. And this wasn't a massive winner on Friday. I approached this day thinking about what I had accomplished during the week. I was green on the week at this point, and it was important to me to not give back a big chunk of that green as well as to definitely not go red because I'm really working on this weekly consistency component. And so as I took this trade, I knew that if I dropped down below $1.25, I was just going to be out. So that would be, 9 cents a share, call it 10 cents a share on 500 shares. I would risk $50. And with the market as slow as it was, I would have just been done for the day. I would have taken my $50 red day and moved on, knowing that I don't want to go massively red on a Friday, bomb my week on a Friday and then be frustrated Saturday and Sunday and trying to work through the emotional component of having a big loss on that day and reversing out my gains that I had all week long. And that speaks to the more process based mindset that I've been able to have as I've been paper trading. And of course, I'm going to need to live trade at some point and work hard to translate those skills developed in the paper trading simulator into a live trading situation with real money. But at this point, the most critical thing to me has been to develop this skill and to prove to myself that I can do it consistently in a simulated account and then move that to a live trading account. So with this particular trade, again, it was up about 50%. I have this position on right here, 500 shares at $1.34. And then what we find, I'm going to skip ahead just slightly. I actually end up adding to this position as we come back up through the VWAP. So if I bounce ahead just a little bit, we're gonna add to this position. I end up taking an additional 1,000 shares, and now my average cost is, you know, right at about $1.35, and I have 1,500 shares once this order comes through. So this candle shows that it's kind of trying to come back up through the VWAP and hold the 21 and the 8 EMA. And so I do end up adding there. And again, I'm still looking for that push up to pre-market high, which is just under 150. So there I went ahead and took my 1,000 share ad. So I'm now in 1,500 shares at an average cost of $1.35. And at the peak of this, we end up, I end up on unrealized gains at $85. And then at about that time, just shortly thereafter, there's a quick wick down. And when I see that, I bailed and I ended up green $10 on this stock. And so I'm going to fast forward to that point just to capture that here as well. So you can see right here, I'm now up, $40 a share on unrealized, sorry, not $40 a share, $40 total, about 3 cents per share of unrealized gain. And it just doesn't move super aggressive. We get a couple of sellers popping up here on the level 2. I'm now up $70 of unrealized gain. Another seller up here at 140. I think this ends up hitting 141, and then we get that steeper pullback, at which point I exit the full 1,500 shares, and I ended up green $10. So there you can see unrealized gains $85, and then here shortly this takes just a quick wick down, and I ended up exiting for that $10 gain. While that kind of plays out here, I think it just underscores the importance of taking this slow. You don't want to push the market on a day that it's not really willing to give you very much, and you're better off just to either call it a no trade day or just way dial back your position sizes and just trade the market that's in front of you. For me, I've found that the my biggest red days have been the days that I just tried to push the market too high, or sorry, too hard, and expecting something that wasn't there. And so here you can see my realized gain ended up being $10 per share. That was the extent of my trading. I placed that one trade, quick ad to see if it was going to move any higher, and it didn't, and pulled back, and then that was the end of it. So hopefully that's helpful. You are going to have these smaller days. The market's going to be there for you, and that's fine. You're better off to, relax through the weekend, enjoy your family, enjoy friends, whatever your plans are for the weekend, and then come back and see what Monday offers. And if it's a day that you can push it a little harder, then great. And if not, then you just stay patient and you continue to know that there will be future opportunities. So hope this recording was helpful to you, and best wishes. I will be posting my weekly recap here today as well. Thanks so much for joining.